Hey, Llama here, and welcome back to the next episode on our Scorched Earth playthrough on Ark Survival Ascended PVE Official using the Xbox. So, this time, well, look, I mean, to be honest, the majority of my time's been taken up with raising, hatching, breeding, feeding, getting milk, basically raising wyverns so that we can get a crew ready to do the Manticore fight. And that's really where I've been spending all of my time. It's very time consuming and takes a long time on official service. So that's what we've been doing, been cranking that out. But obviously we come to Scorched Earth because there's another boss to be done and we need to do the Manticore fight. We need to ascend so that we can move on to Aberration. But while we're here, we also want to be taming all of the unique creatures to Scorched Earth. And there are quite a few. So, if I go down the list, I mean, we need to tame a Phaseolasuchus. That was the new underground burrowing lizard thing that came with the map when the map was released. We've got, Jerboa. We've tamed a Jerboa, so tick, we got that one out of the way. There's the Lymantria, which is the moth. We need to tame one of those. We need to tame a mantis. We've tamed a Morellatops, so we got that one done. But we also need to tame the Oasisaur. Now, definitely, I mean, that is part of the Tall Tales pack, but we definitely need to tame ourselves one of those. A phoenix. You cannot play Scorched Earth without taming a phoenix. It's a must-do. Still the only map, even on Ark Survival Evolved, the only official map where the Phoenix spawns. So other things like rock elementals and mantis and all those kind of things, they spawn on other non-story maps as well, like Fjorda and that. But the Phoenix was only ever available on Scorched Earth, so we have to do one of those. Rock elemental, I mentioned that, but that's one we also need to tame while we're here. Thorny dragon, we've already tamed one of those, and we've tamed a vulture, and obviously we've got wyverns. We've got more wyverns than you can poke a stick at right now, but there you go. So that's going to be the list of things. Now, whether we'll get, I don't know if we'll get any of those or many of those tamed today. Maybe we'll tame a moth. We might just knock that one off the list. But the rest of them require a little bit of preparation. So some of the taming mechanics for some of these creatures are a little bit different. They're not sort of just knockout tames, and we're going to need to prepare for them. So maybe we'll get a bit of that prep out of the way today, and then we can start looking towards finishing off our breeding and our raising, and getting ourselves ready to tame some more creatures. Okay, so I'm actually on my way to the cave the cave entrance where the bees can be found. I'm going to have another crack at seeing if we can find a bee. I really do need some honey to get myself some extraordinary kibble. So extraordinary kibble for a few reasons. A couple I already mentioned: taming rock elementals, taming thylers, if we want to get ourselves a better thyler. The third thing is really, if anything asks for any kibble imprint, any kibble for an imprint, then extraordinary kibble will cover all of them, because it covers all the lower tier kibbles as well, for your imprints, which is helpful. I think I actually flew past where the cave is. It's over here. So that's also useful. And obviously, if they ask for extraordinary kibble, it's the only thing that will satisfy that craving. And on top of that, we want to tame a Phaseolasuchus as well. It's one of the specific Scorched Earth creatures that are unique to the map that I want to make sure we tame before we leave. So we're going to need either extraordinary kibble or exceptional kibble. So they take exceptional kibble, which is the yellow one. That's the one that you make with Rex eggs or Theri eggs or Bronto eggs. But unfortunately, the only creature available on this map gives eggs that make exceptional kibble is a Rex. So if we can't find bee honey, then we're going to have to tame ourselves a Rex, which we kind of said we weren't going to do. Okay, so I've had a pretty thorough fly around. I've got to say, I'm going to call it now, structures, I believe, are blocking the spawns. I can't find a beehive spawn anywhere in here again. This is not the first time I've been here and looked. It's the second time I've been and looked while recording, but I've been in here a couple of other times in between, and they just don't seem to be spawning anymore. So I've got to be honest, like things like these foundations, which have seemed like they've just been placed here to block the spawn, because this is a wall where they used to spawn, and then they used to spawn up here as well, and I think clearly the structures that have been built on top of there are also blocking the bee spawns as well, unfortunately. So look, it is what it is. So without beehives, that's no honey. So without honey, that's no extraordinary kibble. So we're going to have to plan B it all. For the Phaseolus, we're going to need exceptional kibble, which is the yellow kibble that Rexes use to tame as well. So we're going to need, as a minimum, we're going to need that. I mean, we could tame a Phaseolus with like mutton or with prime meat, I guess, but look, I'd rather tame it with kibble. Now, the only thing is, I did say I wasn't going to tame a Rex, because with this playthrough, I am going to do the Manticore fight with Wyverns. I'm not going to do it with Rexes. Rexes, it's very unreliable. If you take Rexes in to fight the Manticore, there is a chance that the Manticore just doesn't land, and I haven't quite cracked why. Like, sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. There's lots of theories as to why. I feel in the experience that I had when I was in playing through on this on my PC server, or on the officials on my PC character, was that if you had too many Rexes, then the Manticore didn't seem to have adequate space to land, maybe. And therefore didn't, or if you had them kind of spread around the arena, he didn't. If you kind of pulled them off to one side and gave him space, sometimes he would land, but it didn't seem completely foolproof either. And I lost 2 crews of Rexes before I said, you know what, enough's enough. I'm going to actually just use Wyverns. The second thing is, honestly, I think this fight should be done with Wyverns. This is the first boss where you could take flyers in the arena, so it's kind of set up for using the map's own apex predators to take on the boss, the Manticore. I found the Manticore used to actually knock out the Wyverns. It would render them unconscious with its torpor heads, and so they would spend more time snoozing on the floor than they would actually attacking. In a lot of cases, you'd run out of time before you managed to kill the Manticore if you're going to use Wyverns. And I've noticed using them on ASA, that doesn't seem to happen anymore. So I've done this fight on my other, like I said, on my other character. I did this fight a few times and never had a Wyvern knockout. It seems like something's kind of changed with ASA that makes Wyverns a much more sensible option as far as doing the boss. So that's what we're going to do. Now that leads me to then a statement which I did make about I'm not even going to tame a Rex. Why would I need a Rex? If I'm not using Rexes for the boss fight, then I don't need a Rex for meat runs, because I'd only be doing meat runs if I was raising Rexes. So there's no real reason for me to actually tame a Rex, other than the fact that I need exceptional kibble for a Phaseolus, and well, it's the only thing on this map that gives it. Let's see, what have I got here? I want to make this. This was the long neck rifle BP that we got, and I want to actually, I want to make that 4,800 ingots. Oh, it's not cheap, is it? I'm sort of preparing in the background for a few things that we need to do. And so, for example, here is my rock elemental taming box. So I've got everything in there that we need to tame a rock elemental for when we're ready to do that. And then this one is the Phaseolus box. And I'm going to put grenades. Oh, I thought I had more grenades than that. I thought I'd already made a load of grenades. Have I not? Oh, maybe I haven't. Well, that's disappointing. Okay, so we're going to put all those in there. Now I'm going to put the trank darts in there as well, because I'm going to need to go and tame a Rex or two so that we can get the eggs. I'm going to fly down to where the Rexes spawn. I'm going to carry the kangaroo with the wyvern, and I'm going to sort of park the wyvern somewhere safe. Where's the kangaroo? Here we go. No, that's the low level one. Where's the good one? Is it already out? Maybe it's out. Oh, is it behind this? The wall of wyverns, is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Get the kangaroo out. I sort of... It's like a bit of a white elephant conversation, isn't it? There's all these wyverns here in the background that I haven't even acknowledged. So I should cover that, actually, before we do anything else. So breeding, so we're now, what are we? We're getting towards the end of another 2 times weekend now. I have, so this was the breeder male that I got. So this is imprinted, hasn't been leveled. These are like the stats that my boss wyverns will come out with. After imprint sort of thing, when they're fully raised, but before leveling. So 9,309, so 9,400 health, let's call it, and 372 melee. The stamina's okay, but it's not that important for the boss ones because they won't use it. But the main thing is the melee and the health, and these are all right. They're not awesome, but they're okay. They're good. Then we've got these ones are ones that I've raised already, and these have only just been raised, so you can see they've only got 4 points available. So they only raised sort of this morning. They have all the same stats, and those are going to be, they're both females, and so they're now what I'm going to be using to breed with this guy to get guaranteed eggs, a couple of which I have over here already cooking away. And then these are the second round of wyverns that I got. So these are 67% imprinted, they're just over 50% raised, and they're due another imprint soon. So we'll do those ones. Some of them, I think there's 2 in this lot, which are called Boss. Here we go, here's one, so that's got the good stats, it's another female, and there's another one over the back there, the 206, which is also got all the good stats, so, and that's also a female. So I will take those 2 females with these 2 females, and then throughout the week I'm just going to keep breeding them with this male so that we can get a pool of guaranteed good stat eggs. In the meantime, I also got this one. This had a mutation on health, so just over 8k HP at birth with this one. So we'll keep breeding that one as well. Didn't get the other stats, unfortunately, so we'll be looking for the stats out of the male, and other than the health, so the melee from the male, and then the health from the female when we breed those. But that one's not raised yet either, so that's still to come. And I raised a few other fires and all sorts. So what we have is probably enough lightning wyverns without the boss ones to do the gamma fight once these are raised. So we'll leave them in cryopods to level them for a bit. We don't have all the artifacts yet, so we can't even do the gamma fight yet, but we're pretty close to being able to do it. Oh, this is expensive. This is all my metal, and I'm about to pass out. Let's not let that happen. It's okay, actually, because I'm crafting in a smithy, but if I was crafting in my inventory, I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you're halfway through crafting something in your inventory and you pass out, you lose all the materials. Sometimes can be quite heartbreaking. Okay, so let's go. 298. It's got 867 Dura, which is pretty decent, to be fair, so this will be the only long neck that we need, for sure. Probably just as well, given how expensive it is to craft. Alright, now we can fly out with our wyvern carrying our kangaroo, because I want to use the roo to actually get the Rexes. Just because it's so much more easy to maneuver. Now we're going to head over, so where we are, there's all the obs behind us, green there, blue over in the distance, red there. We're going to head towards these things, which are sort of loosely called the fingers. Now, around here is what I've heard called, you hear it called Rex Alley. It's been called the Rex Triangle. This is the most common spawn point for Rexes. The whole triangle thing comes from in between this pointy thing, that pointy thing, and those pointy things. If you go in between those in a triangle shape, Rexes will continually spawn. And here are a couple of prime examples. So we've got a male, we've got two males there, 15 and a 75. Not really interested in either of those, to be fair. I want low-level females. Their Rexes are so easy to get in this spot, in this area. It's not funny. I'm going to drop the kangaroo. Maybe we'll just drop the kangaroo up here. Okay. I really dislike how the wyverns just refuse to land. It frustrates me no end. Like that. Let's leave the roo there. So what we can do is we can actually just fly around with the wyvern, kill all the stuff that we don't want, and then we can tame the stuff that we do. Alright, let's go. Let's go, Roo. Come on, Roo. Oh, it's another Rex. Okay, I didn't expect another one to spawn so quickly. Oh, that's the female. That's another female. That's a level 50. Okay. This guy is attacking stuff. I actually want you to follow me. Yeah, that's it. No, don't attack the snake. The snake. What's attacking me? Scorpion. Gonna go. This is a level 50. I don't really want to tame a level 50. We brought the shotgun. Okay, so we got a level 10. Now let's see. Have we got another Rex spawning? There's another Rex. He's in amongst a whole load of things that would like very much to kill me. It's a male level 10. Like, honestly. It is a male level 10. Could we be this lucky? Now, I'll be honest, if I was using the Roo to tame a good Rex, then I would be moving backwards like this and shooting it, and then I'd be going around the other side and I'd be moving backwards again and shooting it. But for a level 10, I don't need to do that. Because, it bit me, what, 2-3 times? How much damage did it do? Very little. So, not really worth the effort. Well, there's our Rexes. We've got them. Yeah, so if you're looking to get high-level Rexes using this method, it's pretty tough because, to be fair, we all know that when it comes down to Scorched Earth, it is not the best for levels. Now, so I do eggs. Here's my problem. I get so distracted so easily. So I'm going to turn the male off of breeding. So that they don't keep dropping eggs. Fertilised eggs at least while I'm not looking. And I'm going to put those 2 eggs in the fridge. Because we can now make some kibble with those. That's 2. That's good. It's a good start. But we're going to need way more than that. Okay, so I'm going to make some kibble. We have all the stuff for superior kibble, so that's what I'm going to use because I think we're going to go and tame ourselves a moth. Now, what have we got here? We can make 20 kibble, which is good. That's 1 for every egg. We have sufficient of all the other materials. Now, the moth takes regular kibble to tame, but we're going to use superior because you can use a higher tier kibble when you're taming. And we have, well, we've got all the eggs for superior kibble, so that's what we're going to make. Now, what else am I taking with me? So, I've got my crossbow with trank arrows, but it's more likely I'm going to be using the long neck rifle that we crafted, the 298 one, and we've got some trank darts left because crossbows generally will kill a moth. You've got to be pretty lucky not to. We've got some bowlers to immobilize it while we shoot it, and I've got some spiked walls in case we're lucky enough to be in an area where we can put them down, just to try and sort of keep it safe while it tames in. Now the other thing, it should not, even on 1 times, taming with kibble, it should not need any narcotics. So we won't take any narcs with us, and we should be fine. We've got a fire wyvern here. We're going to aim for a high level because I'm not, like normally when I tame a moth, to be honest, I'm taming one out of almost desperation. Oh, there's one there. What were you? Dear. Because they're an early substitute for a flyer on Scorched. So they might be your first flyer that you get in order to get an RG or something like that. That's a level 10. We don't want that. We'll just set fire to it. I think we'll wait for the rain to clear and then head off and see if we can find ourselves a decent level moth. Probably bring you back when we get something worth taming. Oh, there it is. This is the moth I've been looking for. 125. Okay, we'll take a 125. Let's see. Hopefully, I haven't really sort of scanted the area. Hopefully there's nothing dangerous around. I'm just going for this. Okay. Shouldn't take too long to knock out with this long neck because it's a pretty good long neck. So we should be able to knock it out before it gets out of the bowler. Let's hope. One more. Oh, no. Oh, yes, out. Thank you. Okay, good stuff. Alright. Now, the thing that was there is now not there anymore. Ah. Brilliant. Spike wall obstructed. It's obstructed by me. It is. Alright, there we go. Well, that's pretty safe. Nothing's getting in there. I don't think. He should be fine. Alright. Well, I don't know. Let's, maybe we'll go grab some wyvern milk while that's a thing. Alright, here we go. Here's our little spot. Oh, what have I added to here since? I've added... I can't remember. Did we have a cryo fridge in the the turbine? I think we did. But I have since added some heavy turrets. So I crafted up some heavy turrets and just popped them up here. I've attached them to, not attached them to, but I've pin coded them so that I can turn them on and off using that remote keypad. And that basically allows me to turn them on and off from inside base, which is handy. But not only that, the main use, to be honest, is for killing alphas. So if we come across an alpha wyvern, we simply come up, turn on our turrets, and then just lead it up there and let the turrets kill it, which is, in my experience, the easiest way of bagging an alpha wyvern. If you kill an alpha wyvern, you get an alpha wyvern trophy, which is like the head. You get a skin for a set of wyvern gloves, which are pretty cool. And you also get, well, that's a female level 15. Oh, we'll take that one. You also get 50 wyvern milk. So it's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to lead this guy up, or this girl, I should say, up. I'm going to fly over this trap, and then I'm going to go down here, and we're going to get it in the trap, and then we're going to fly up, and we're going to take a bit of lightning pain. But when I fly up, it then flies up into the top of the trap, and now it can fly back out again. So, not my trap. So I think I said at the beginning of the wyvern hunting process that I probably wasn't going to bother building a trap. And there are always lots of traps around the scar, if you're on officials at least anyway. If you're playing on your own, obviously there won't be any, but if you're on officials, always lots of traps around the scar. To be honest, just find which ones work best for you, and you know, look for wyverns, female wyverns around there. Find yourself a female, lead it into the trap, knock it out, and then grab the milk. So we got that one knocked out. I'm not really looking for talons anymore, so I'm kind of just killing them and grabbing the milk. So if I kill this wyvern, I will automatically pick up the milk from my wyvern. There we go. Along with a load of prime meat and so on. So just got to make sure you're not carrying too much stuff, and you will automatically pick the milk up. If you're carrying too much stuff, like anything, it will just drop the milk on the floor in a bag. So try and make sure you keep your inventory, or your wyvern's inventory, fairly clear while you're doing this, so that you don't leave the milk behind. Go straight in the wyvern's inventory, which of course helps the spoil timer. These traps are one of my favourites, to be honest. These ones are really good. I first came across these on Crystal Isles on ASE. Was, as far as I'm aware, when people started making this style of trap. And this one's made so that you can actually fly a wyvern through the bottom of it, which is good. And then the wyvern that's chasing you tends to fly just a little bit higher, and will perfectly fly into that triangle and get stuck. And it's unusual for them to then be able to turn around and fly back out, because again, you've got to fly down in order to do that. So here it looks very intricate, doesn't it? But again, you aim for the middle of this one, and you can see there's a slightly wider gap down there, and you fly through that gap, and the wyvern gets caught in that top section. That's actually quite effective as well. So that's also a good one to use. So this guy should actually be ready to tame in now. I think it's like an hour and 20 minute knockout, and it should have only taken 30 minutes to tame. So it's half woken up. So yeah, should be more than ready to tame up immediately. Look at that. Yay! We have a moth! Hello, moth! Let's just pod you up. We'll have a look at you back at base. Gonna put you in a pod before something kills you. Let's just pick up the rest of these wood spikes, because tidy tamer is a good tamer. Alright, let's have a look. Here's our moth. It is, we got 2,000 health, 397 stamina, 331 melee. I'm not sure that's enough to sufficiently punch you out of a paper bag, but nonetheless. 186 it tamed in at, so that would be okay to get yourself an RG, or get yourself, even steal yourself a wyvern egg, to be honest. Maybe we'll try that. It's a YOLO moment. Oh, did we get any stamina? 3 points, not really much. Let's go. Oh, I was hoping for better weather. Oh, there's no eggs. Someone's come and cleared all the nests. Alright. First egg we see. That's the one we're grabbing. Regen a bit of stamina. We're going to need to do that when we grab the egg too, because there's. So that's the guy. He must be clearing all the eggs out. He must think we're nuts. Oh, well, I picked a very bad time to do this, didn't I? Someone's just come through, cleared all the eggs, literally all the eggs. Wow, they're all gone. He's done a real spring clean on this whole area. Alright, just coming up to the base, and, well, you know, see if you can notice anything different about it. Yeah. So, I was going to finish this video off by doing a quick sort of mad dash run with the moth that we tamed to steal a wyvern egg. Here's the thing. So, I put the moth in the base, and then I decided it was night time, and I'm always recording stuff in the dark. I've said this before in another video. So, and when you record in the dark, it doesn't look as good. So, do you know what? I went, I'm going to wait until it gets daytime. Anyway, so I parked the moth in the base, got distracted doing other things. I didn't end up recording the stealing of the egg, and I thought, do you know what? I can do that later. That's all right. We can, as long as I record it, you know, with stealing the egg on the moth, and then I can just tack it on the end of the video and everything's sweet. Well, then I, whilst not recording, went down later on to get some wyvern milk and came across an alpha wyvern and thought, wow, this is a really good opportunity for me to use my turrets that I had set up here on this pillar in front of me, and I led the wyvern up here. Now, this is where I had what I can only describe as a bit of a brain fart. I thought it would be a really good idea to land here, even though the alpha wyvern was attacking me, run inside the base, hit the keypad to turn the turrets on, and that would kill the wyvern. What I completely forgot about in the process is that alpha wyverns destroy structures other than metal. So, like any alpha, and alpha wyverns in particular, make fairly quick work of adobe, as you can see. So he destroyed my turbine, which meant immediately the turret stopped working. So I'm in here burning to death, punching the keypad, trying to get the turrets to turn on, and I realised there's no power to them. Then he killed me. Then he kind of took care of the rest of the base, and I was lucky to get away with the wyvern, to be honest. And I almost died a second time. So, well, the bad news is the moth was on attacking target. So the moth, being in the base, then took on the alpha wyvern. Now, it was a 125 moth before tame, and I think it tamed in at 184 or something like that. But to be fair, not really much of a match for an alpha wyvern. I have to be honest, and all credit where credit's due, he lasted a while. He didn't die straight away, but I couldn't get him away from the wyvern, and obviously I didn't want to lose my wyvern that I was riding at the time either. So I kind of sacrificed the moth. So no moth and no base. So with that in mind, and I do plan on rebuilding this little sort of shack. It's pretty damaged, to be honest. But I also then built myself this, which is a metal base, which will act like an oven. Don't get me wrong, it's not quite finished yet because I ran out of structures. So I've got these were the ones I got out of a drop, believe it or not, but I'm going to have to craft some, and I need to get rid of that rock so I can place the last two foundations. Problem is, this is like an oven in here, so metal structures aren't great, but they will not get destroyed by an alpha wyvern, which means I've got my keypad here, I have a generator as a backup in case the windmill gets toasted again. And our turrets, which we didn't lose, miraculously, we didn't lose the turrets. I've replaced the structures that they were sitting on with metal structures, so which is lucky, because if he'd gone for the pillars that the turrets were on, then we would have lost them as well. So I do plan on doing what I said and doing the egg run with a moth. I feel like that'd be fun. What we got to lose? Well, other than moth that we don't have anymore, but it means I've got to go and tame another moth. So I'm not going to tame that while I'm recording, because the last one was painful enough, I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to tame that in between videos, and for now I need to get myself some more wyvern milk so that I can feed the wyverns that I've got raising back at base. And then I'm going to call it for this video. So the worst thing about it all wasn't even losing the moth. It was the fact that I wasn't recording when I got the alpha wyvern, because whilst it wasn't an enjoyable experience, it probably would have been quite entertaining for everybody else. But anyway, my apologies. I didn't capture it on video, so it is what it is. So there we go, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, drop me a like, maybe subscribe if you haven't already. We've got quite a bit to go on our Scorched Earth play at the moment. We've got a few things to tame: Rock Elemental, Facilosuchus, Phoenix, Oasasaur. They're the 4 big ones I can remember off the top of my head. So those we still need to tame. We still have 2 artifact caves to do in order, which will be the Crag and the Destroyer, I want to say. The 2 harder caves, so we'll do those, and there's the 2 new caves. We should probably go in those. One's in the Scar, and one of them's like under Red Ob or near Red Ob, so maybe we'll try those 2 caves as well. So there's still quite a bit for us to do here on Scorched Earth before we're ready to tackle the boss, ascend and move on. And of course we've just got Aberration just around the corner now, so really looking forward to that. Anyway, lots to come. I hope to see you in future videos. I'm Llama, and I'm out of here.